What is up guys, Andy Forrest, Steam Runner here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about two things. We first of all have a workout, 12 bar K in the next percent twos, leading up to Cardiff Half Marathon, only 2.5 weeks away now. Excited to share this one with you and see how we get on, and then we're going to talk about a brand of fueling that I've been trying and testing over the last couple of weeks. So welcome back to another video, and as I said, today we have a big workout on the cards, and then we're going to talk about fueling and this new brand that I've been testing out over the last couple of weeks. But I realised I haven't given you guys a training update for a long time, so that's what today's all about. Get this workout done and just give you a very quick 1-2 minute overview as to how training's been going, because it's been going really well at the moment, and I feel like I'm in really good shape. But hey, we take each workout as it comes, and right now I have 12 by a K stood in front of me, and I now have to go and tackle it. So I'm going to be taking you guys along the journey with me. I'm wearing the Next Percents. I don't normally wear Next Percents for these sorts of workouts. Obviously I've been doing a lot of testing in the Alpha Fly, I've been using the Styrkr for a lot, and I'm just really enjoying the Nike shoes at the moment. So I'm figuring to myself, I've only got 2 weeks left until Cardiff. I'm going to use these quite a bit until Cardiff, and then after that, when I hit the trails and move on to the next training block, my shoe rotation is going to become a little bit more of a rotation than it is at the moment. So without further ado, we're going to press on and get this workout underway. We're going to see how we get on. I'm really hoping it's going to be a good one today. I feel all right, but it is super warm. It's meant to be cold, but it's really not. I think I'm going to overheat relatively quickly. So let's see how we get on. Let's start this thing. Let's get the ball rolling. Classic game of tailwind, headwind. 326, 325, 322, 326. That headwind on the way back is going to break me. That's a third of it done. So if we can get another 4 done. Okay, the wind is definitely breaking me. 326, 329, 329, 328. This is really hard, I'm not gonna lie. See how many more we can do. I'm not holding out much hope. Oh my god, we did it. 329, 329, 328, 325. So finished with a push, but that was really hard. That wind was in the first 4. I tried to not fight the wind because I knew that it would break me down, and between 4 to 8 it broke me down even though I wasn't fighting it. I kept all of them under 330 though, which is insane. Every single one was in the 530 pace range, and do you know what, despite them not being flashy times, that is 9.79 miles banked at 555 pace. All the reps were in the 530s. Happy days. So there we go, back home and time to reflect on the session. Really happy with it overall. 5:33 per mile was the pace for those reps on average, and the floats were 7:05 per mile. So actually, although I sounded a bit despondent at the time, on paper when I got back, I've got to look at that and be happy with it, because I think a year back there's nowhere near that I would have picked those paces. You know, I was in the 330s at that point and floating a little bit slower. So big progress over the last 12 months. I think the wind just, you know what it's like with the wind. We all run in the wind. We all feel that pain with the wind. I knew as soon as I got that first batch done, I knew it was going to break me down. But I felt so good in that first 4, and I was just getting frustrated because I thought, God, these times I think would be even quicker if this wind wasn't here. But do you know what? We got it done. I showed resilience, I feel, and I really had a lot of mental lapses in that workout. But I got to the end, which I'm really happy with. It was very close to dropping out a fair few points. So overall, really happy using the Next Percent 2s. These are my training pair. Use these for training. Used them in a couple of races. Didn't have the best of times with them, so I kind of just use them for training now, around 120, 130 miles in them. Getting into a bit of a habit over these last couple of weeks of using a lot of shoes, Nike shoes with Zoom X in them, whether it's the Alpha Flies, the Next Percents. The Streak Flies I'm loving at the moment. Just using them for every Tuesday workout. Absolutely phenomenal workout shoe for me. My favourite, just my go-to. So I think when Cardiff is done and I hit the trails, I'm going to be saying goodbye to a lot of these shoes. But for the next couple of weeks, I think they're going to be in my rotation quite a bit. But that's the workout, really happy. And I think what I'm going to do in terms of a general training update, taking you guys along the journey with me for my long run this weekend, and I'll give you a much more thorough update, plus mail time. Loads of stuff to cover in that. I haven't really done a mail time video before, but I had lots of stuff sent to me lately, which I'm exceedingly grateful for, and I want to share it with you guys. I've got a big list that I want to go through, so I'm going to save the main training for then. But today, or this week, is going to wrap up the final big week. Next week will still be a big week, but probably not quite as big. The second part of the video, I want to share with you my thoughts on this brand here. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce it. I think it's, well, I don't know if it's an acronym, but it's Styrkr. Now, I was sent a pack of this stuff by X Miles. For those of you who know, I use X Miles for all of my fueling requirements. And so should you guys if you get a chance to check out their website. They sell anything and everything, and you can get 10% off with the code FODRunner. I've been using X Miles for over a year now. I've been actually working with them. I've used them for about 2 years, but I've been working with them for over a year. They're just fantastic. If you're ever in the market for nutrition or just want to try nutrition and different brands, you can just go and buy one gel from them. You don't have to commit to buying packs, which is fantastic. They have a really quick and speedy delivery service, and genuinely, I couldn't recommend them more. I say this time and time again when I talk about X Miles, but I'm the one that approached them to ask if I could work with them, not the other way around. So it was very much a case of me falling in love with the company, but really appreciating their customer support and what they offered as a service. That whole gel testing thing where you can pick one gel of everything, thought that was brilliant. So that's the score with them. That's why there's always a link in the description below for them, and 10% off using code FODRunner. And as I said, they sent me a package of this brand right here. You can now get this on X Miles, just so you're aware. And I've had some gels, I've had some energy mix, some drink mix. This is the caffeine version. I've had some electrolyte mix as well, and I've had a variety of stuff. I want to show you the stuff that I've used, because I've been using this for 2 or 3 weeks now. The gels we used for the first time last weekend, but the carb mix is what I've been using on a weekly basis, just like once a week before my long runs, the nights before. And actually what I did before my Borton 10K is use the normal one the night before, and then the caffeine one the morning of. So just to top up those carbs using drink, I find it settles in my stomach a lot better than trying to cram my stomach full of food. And that was a massive thumbs up for me, because obviously I got a massive PB there. I'm not saying it's down to these things, but I'm saying that I was able to take it into my stomach. Everything settled really nicely, and I was really happy with how it went. So what I want to do is just kind of share with you flavors and just kind of thoughts on this brand. I think when I got sent it, I thought, oh, is this the next Morton? You know, branding felt very similar, feels very scientific with the colors, and they've got some interesting wording on their packaging. I've got sent 3 different types of gels. I've got the caffeine gel. I want to show them all to you now. I've still got 1 drink mix left. I've got this gel here, this Plasma Tech Nitro Plus gel. These all mean different things, and they all have different amounts of carbs in them and stuff, different ingredients in them really. There's a normal gel, there's a caffeine, and there's this Plasma Tech Nitro Plus gel. It's all on the website, as I said. Now I've used that Plasmatech Nitro one. So that's what I've used, and I've tested that on my long run last weekend, and it went down a treat. In terms of flavourings, what I found with the brand is they're quite sweet. So if you've tried Morton gels and you know what they taste like, they have that sweetener taste to them. So they don't particularly have a flavour, but they have a sweetener type of taste. Well, I'd say to you that if you like that and you know exactly what I'm talking about, then this is a tiny bit sweeter again. In terms of the gels, in terms of the drink mixes and the electrolyte powders, I find them a little bit, the flavour a little bit kind of like weaker, which is good. I don't want that too sweet. So that was like, for me, those were ideal. These electrolyte mixes and these drink mixes I would buy again 100%. These were fantastic, settled in the stomach, great. The gels so far, as I said, I've only tested one, but I would buy these again as well. But the one thing I'm aware of with these is, as I said, they're quite sweet. So if I think to myself, I go and run a marathon, I might use 4 or 5 gels. I'm not sure yet how my stomach would react to that, or if my body could take that much sweetness. I think 2 or 3 and I'll be fine. So I think about mixing them in with something else. I think 4 or 5, I don't know, I'm not too sure. And the only other comment I have on these is the packaging. I feel like when I rip them open, you can be susceptible to tearing all the way down the side. I did it on a test gel. I had a gel before I did a run a couple of weeks ago when they turned up, and I did one on the run. Now the one on the run I made sure I pinched here and tore down, so I only tore a little tiny hole. But the one that I did at the test at home, I ripped and it came all the way down the side, and that of course when you're running could be a bit of a nightmare with it running out all over your hands. In terms of texture and flavour, it's kind of not quite that Morton jelly kind of thing, but I feel it's a little bit thicker than something like SIS, which is quite runny, so it kind of sits in the middle. If you like Unived texture, very similar to the Unived stuff. Overall, got to say, been quite impressed by this stuff. As I said, I would personally buy it again, especially the drink mix. Really fond of the drink mix, really like that, and the electrolyte powder, absolutely top stuff. Gels, I'm going to do a few more long runs with them. I'm going to use them. They settle in my stomach. Again, that's a massive win. The only gels I've had settle in my stomach ever are Morton, Unived, and the 33 Fuel stuff that I tested the other week. This is now another one I can add to the list, which is great. So if you've got a sensitive stomach, definitely worth maybe trying this, grabbing 1 or 2 from X Miles, seeing what you think. But those are my thoughts on it. As I said, a product that I'd never heard of this brand, delighted to try them. And for me, I give them a thumbs up. More testing required on the gels, as I said. Tomorrow on my long run, I'm going to take a couple out. I don't really need them, but I'm going to take them and see how my stomach settles with 2. And I'll give you an update on that in the following video. But other than that, big thumbs up from me. So definitely a brand that I would recommend considering looking into, something that I'd be happy to put my name to and say, I've tried them and I think they're quite good. But as I said, you've got to enjoy sweet stuff. If you're not really good with that sweetener flavour like with Morten, don't touch it, because it won't be for you, trust me. So that's it for today. Those are my thoughts on that product, and that's my thoughts on the workout. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, make sure you give the video a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.